The Los Angeles Lakers are living a moment that few expected, a defensive revolution. It almost seems like a science fiction story for a team that, just a few months ago, wasn't considered a favorite for the championship race. Their roster, while talented, had glaring weaknesses, particularly on defense. Players like LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook were undeniably dynamic on the offensive end. But the Lakers had always struggled to maintain consistency on the defensive side of the ball. Teams often took advantage of their defensive lapses, leading to frustrating losses in crucial matchups. But, with the recent rise of their defense and the impact of assistant coach J.J. Redick, the Lakers have made it clear they have something new to show. The change has been striking. The defense that once plagued their playoff aspirations has now become one of their biggest strengths. A few months ago, they were thought to be built around their star power, but now they seem to be increasingly defined by their collective defensive effort. This transformation didn't happen overnight, nor was it a simple shift in tactics. It was a long, measured process, one that required deep understanding of the team's strengths and weaknesses, and most importantly, the right leadership. If there's one word that defines J.J. Redick's impact, it's transformation. He's not just teaching the players to defend, he's changing the mindset of the entire team. In a game where defense is often overlooked, Redick brought a new perspective. Defense is a choice. It's not just about positioning and rehearsed plays, it's a matter of attitude. Redick understood that while defensive skills are essential, having the right mentality and mindset to commit to defense every game was just as important. His philosophy was built on the idea that defense could no longer be seen as secondary, but rather as the backbone of championship-winning teams. Players had to embrace that mentality, and Redick's guidance has helped them do just that. This shift in mentality has been one of the key drivers of the Lakers' newfound defensive prowess. Before Redick's arrival, the Lakers' defense was far from being one of the team's strongest characteristics. They had a good roster, but defensive lapses were frequent, especially in crucial moments of close games. Defense was always treated as a necessity, but not as a priority. Players would sometimes overcommit on offense, leading to fast breaks and easy points for their opponents. The Lakers' lack of defensive continuity had hurt them in many close games. This issue wasn't exclusive to one player or one area of the game, but it was a collective problem that the coaching staff couldn't seem to address effectively. Redick, however, understood the need for systemic change. He brought with him a philosophy that, more than technical skill, defense is a mindset that needs to be cultivated every day. The challenge was daunting, but Redick managed to shift the team's mentality and turned their greatest weakness into a growing strength. J.J. Redick's philosophy wasn't just theoretical, it was rooted in practical, on-court adjustments that have made an immediate impact. Redick has a deep understanding of the game, not just from his playing days, but from watching other successful teams dominate defensively. His time with the Philadelphia 76ers, where they were known for their elite defense during their successful playoff runs, exposed him to some of the best defensive strategies in the league. His first-hand experience with championship-caliber teams, like the 76ers, gave him a deep appreciation for defensive schemes that prioritized team defense and adaptability over individual talent. As he transitioned to coaching, it became clear that Redick was determined to bring that same focus to the Lakers. His approach to defense is methodical and detailed. No player is left behind in the process. He focuses on teaching players to read the game, anticipate movements, and communicate effectively on defense. Redick's impact goes beyond the statistics. He's helped shape the team's defensive culture, encouraging the players to think more like a cohesive unit and not rely on individual plays. The Lakers' defense now seems more connected, with each player understanding their role and executing their function with a collective vision. This has been crucial, especially in games against elite opponents. The Lakers have become a much more disciplined and unified defensive squad. The players now trust each other more, knowing that they have each other's backs. This trust leads to better rotations, more deflections, and a more consistent defensive effort across the board. The team's defensive communication has improved significantly. With players consistently talking through switches and helping each other recover on defense, that communication is often the difference between a good defensive possession and a breakdown that leads to an easy basket. While these changes are important, they aren't just about execution, they're about consistency. The Lakers are starting to develop a mentality that makes their defense more sustainable over the long term. But will this last until the playoffs? The big question now is, can the Lakers sustain this impressive defense during the marathon of the playoffs? We're not just talking about numbers, but about constant adaptation and the ability to redirect the game in every round of competition. The Lakers' assistant coach has shown that he can create new strategies, but the challenges intensify in the playoffs. The postseason is where teams are most vulnerable to adjustments by their opponents, and every series brings a new challenge. It will be essential for Redick to keep evolving the defense and adjust to new offenses and the tendencies of each opponent. In the past, the Lakers had been exposed in the postseason. especially when their defense wasn't able to keep up with the higher level of competition. This season, however, there's a renewed sense of belief in their defensive capabilities, and it's more than just a flash-in-the-pan in the playoffs. Opponents have the time to study each team's strengths and weaknesses. Rehearsed plays can be read and neutralized, and the pressure builds with every win or loss. That's why the true test for the Lakers' defense will be its flexibility in handling opponents' tactical adjustments. It will take more than just solid defense. They will need to find creative ways to surprise the league's elite teams, such as the Milwaukee Bucks or the Phoenix Suns, which have very difficult offensive systems to stop. Teams like the Golden State Warriors are well known for their pace and shooting. Stopping their quick ball movement and three-point shooting requires an entirely different defensive mindset. Compared to teams that rely more on the post or mid-range game, Redick will have to ensure the Lakers' defense is adaptable enough to deal with all of these challenges. The ability to stop star players while not compromising the integrity of the overall defense will be crucial for success. The recent victories over teams like the Golden State Warriors and Denver Nuggets were no coincidence. Defense was key. Redick made fine adjustments in marking and positioning, helping the Lakers limit their opponent's shooting. Against the Nuggets, for example, the defense was relentless in neutralizing key players like Nikola Jokic. They switched often, throwing different looks at the MVP, which slowed down Denver's offense and prevented them from getting into a rhythm. Against the Warriors, the task was even harder, as the team is known for its fast-paced shooting game. However, the Lakers' defensive mindset was enough to overcome these giants. The Warriors were forced to take contested shots, and their shooting percentage was way down compared to their usual performances. The Lakers weren't perfect, but their defense was undoubtedly the difference maker in those games. These victories are a clear reflection of the work done behind the scenes. It wasn't just one or two players standing out, but a collective defensive effort, where everyone did their part to destabilize the opposing offenses. Players like Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and even D'Angelo Russell have stepped up on defense, which has made a significant difference. Their defensive versatility has allowed the team to be more flexible in different matchups. However, these games also show that defense needs to be constantly improved. Opponents in the playoffs will adjust quickly. The Lakers will need to continue evolving, becoming even more creative in their defensive solutions. The rise of players like Reeves, who was initially considered a liability on defense, has been one of the more pleasant surprises of the season. But if you think the Lakers are unbeatable, remember that we're talking about the postseason. The real test is yet to come, and competition will quickly adjust. Teams evolve in the playoffs. Opponents will learn from their mistakes made in the regular season and adjust accordingly. That's why the Lakers will need to continue evolving, being more creative in their defensive approach. The postseason is a grind, and every series is a new chess match. Redick will need to stay one step ahead and ensure that his team is prepared for the challenges that come with each new round. With a 40-year-old LeBron James and the absence of Anthony Davis in the paint, the Lakers need, now more than ever, solid and adaptable defense. Luka Doncic, for example, has been a vulnerability for opponents, and despite his great offensive skill, his defense is still seen as a weak point. To make a difference, Redick will have to adjust to the strategies that his rivals are preparing. And this can be a real chess match. LeBron's leadership will be vital, but the team's defense will need to do more than just rely on him. The Lakers will need contributions from everyone if they are going to make a deep playoff run. While LeBron James continues to be one of the greatest players of all time, his age is a factor to consider. In playoff games, where the pace is more intense, LeBron's leadership will be crucial, but he needs support. Without Anthony Davis in the paint, the Lakers' defensive effort will be even more vital. The question becomes whether the Lakers' defense can make up for any gaps in LeBron's or Davis' abilities and whether they can continue to step up as a collective unit when it matters most. The future of the Lakers in the playoffs remains uncertain, but one thing is clear. JJ Redick has already left his mark. He has not only changed the Lakers' defense, but may also be changing the way coaches are hired in the NBA. If he continues to shine, he could open the door for a new approach to coaching, one that values adaptation and mentality over traditional fundamentals. Redick's ability to adjust, evolve, and think outside the box is exactly what could propel the Lakers to the next level. If his defensive schemes continue to bear fruit, other teams may soon look to implement similar philosophies, reshaping coaching strategies across the league. Redick's innovative approach could mark a new era for defensive-minded teams in the NBA. 31. The Lakers' success on defense has also opened up opportunities for their offense to shine. With the team getting more stops, they have been able to get out in transition and score easy points. The ability to create fast break opportunities off of defensive stops has been a major boost to the team's overall efficiency. This balance between defense and offense makes the Lakers a more dangerous team, as they can attack in multiple ways while also being strong on the other side of the ball. Point 32. As the Lakers move deeper into the season, It will be interesting to see how Redick continues to adjust his defensive strategies. Opponents will begin to study the Lakers' defensive schemes more closely, and it will be important for Redick to stay one step ahead. This constant evolution will be key to keeping the Lakers competitive in the postseason. The ability to adjust two different offensive systems and star players will be a major factor in their success. Point 33. The defensive mindset that Redick has instilled in the Lakers has been contagious. Players like Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and Malik Beasley, who were previously considered offensive specialists, have stepped up their defensive games. This growth in defensive talent throughout the roster has made the Lakers a much more well-rounded team. When role players can make a significant impact on both ends of the floor, it creates a level of depth that few teams can match. 34. The Lakers' defensive turnaround has also been a boost to their confidence. After years of inconsistent defense, they now believe that they can compete with anyone. This newfound belief is crucial as they prepare for the postseason, where every team will be gunning for the top spot. The Lakers' defense, once seen as a weakness, has become one of their greatest assets, and they now have the confidence to use it as a weapon in the postseason. While the Lakers' defense has been impressive, it will be put to the ultimate test in the postseason. Teams like the Milwaukee Bucks, the Phoenix Suns, and the Denver Nuggets will pose significant challenges to the Lakers' defensive schemes. The Lakers will need to adapt to the unique strengths of these teams, whether it's the Bucks' size and Giannis Antetokounmpo's ability to dominate in the paint, or the Suns' fast-paced offense and shooting ability. Redick's defensive flexibility will be crucial in these matchups. 36. The Lakers' defense has also helped them in terms of their overall team chemistry. As the players have bought into Redick's defensive philosophy, they have become a more cohesive unit. The trust they now have in each other on defense is palpable, and it has translated to better offensive chemistry as well. When a team is connected defensively, it often carries over to the other side of the ball, as players are more willing to make sacrifices for the good of the team. 37. J.J. Redick's coaching style has also had an impact on the team's overall mindset, not just on defense, but in all aspects of the game. His ability to communicate clearly and build relationships with players has made a difference in the team's approach to everything, whether it's their commitment to defense, their attitude in practice, or their approach to in-game adjustments. Redick's influence has been felt throughout the team. 38. The Lakers' defensive revival has also led to greater fan support and excitement. Fans, who were once skeptical about the team's defensive potential, are now energized by the team's commitment to getting stops. The defensive intensity that the Lakers are now bringing to every game has made them one of the most exciting teams to watch in the league. This shift in the team's identity has revitalized the fan base, and the Lakers are now seen as a more complete team than they have been in recent years. 39. Moving forward, the Lakers will need to stay disciplined in their defensive efforts. The postseason is a grueling test, and it will take more than just a few good games to make a deep run. The Lakers will need to maintain their defensive intensity and continue to improve in areas like communication and positioning. This commitment to getting better every day will be critical as they prepare for the challenges ahead. 40. Ultimately, the Lakers' defensive transformation under J.J. Redick has been one of the most compelling stories of the season. Once a team that struggled on defense, they are now one of the most formidable defensive units in the league. As they prepare for the postseason, their defense will be a key factor in determining how far they can go. Whether or not they can sustain this level of defensive excellence will be a crucial question, but for now, the Lakers are a team to be reckoned with.